Alright, top right corner we have Midas spawning, purple Terran. Bottom right. It's like, what, 5 o'clock? Oh man. We got our blue Zerg. Tau Cross is pretty open. We've got like some bridges, but aside from those, there's like a river cutting up the map. Terran versus Zerg. I assume the Zerg's going to try and take the mains. There's not really any high ground areas, so I think Zerg might have a bit of a hard time taking additional expansions. Maybe taking the natural for their third. Going for like a larva style. That'd be interesting. I think rushes are particularly tough because you can just wall in that small choke, building the barracks over by the natural expansion. Looks like Zerg wants 12 hatch. Fast expansion seems pretty strong. Does the third does have a gas on this map, so hold on. So you could just take the third outside your natural. You don't really have to go all the way to the other main. You can just take the third. The fourth is a mineral only, which isn't really valuable for Zergs, but I don't know, that seems totally reasonable. Starting them in marine production. Curious if he's added a second supply depot, because you can get the command center before or after that second supply depot. Just kind of preference. Looks like Midas is going to get lucky on the scout. Right on. Always kind of cheering for the Terran. It's my great fault. Does that actually block? That'd be amazing if one drone blocks that choke. I mean, why would he? What are there two? Okay, what's going on here? Is this like a fake? I think. Was it an 8 racks? I don't. I guess I need to pay more attention. See if he can get any drones here. It looks like two's already down. Oh man, this is doing what? 4 drones down. Does get the Marines, but four drones is a lot. I think 4 drones is slight advantage. And then adding a second racks. So not actually going straight for that command center. How cool is that? So gonna follow it up with at least a healthy dose of Marines. I can't quite tell if he's getting his gas up there. Like, this is a long time ago, so maybe 2 racks plays the standard these days in 2006. So if you do open with the 8 racks, you want to get the second racks before expanding. And yeah, we see the academy dropping down, the refinery. So just gonna get some bio before he takes that natural, I assume. 6 lings out. Gonna poke. And I don't think oh, there's the third hatch. Okay, so does get a third hatch before his gas. And Midas just adding to that little bio ball. Oh, 1 ling. 1 ling does get in, sees the second barracks. Important things to know. Gonna likely get some sunkens back at home. And Stim, likely, is already researching here. Jeju's got some expression, which is surprising, right? We usually don't see that much expression. But Midas is moving out here, so that's like 10 Marines. Maybe he's rallying like the medic and the firebat. 3 creep colonies getting made right now, turning into sunken. Midas is like, he looks sad. Yeah, these sunkens. 1 done. They're going to finish just in time. Firebat just popping out. So So the question is this the plan, right? If he does this to force the Zerg to respond with those sunken colonies, not really ever intending to commit to it, it just maybe this is the position he's comfortable in, right? If you're forcing your opponent to react to your plays, then you're dictating the pace of the game. I think a lot of players feel comfortable when they can force their opponents to sort of play their style. Hence why we see some strange stuff on the ladder. People play their own style and you just don't get practice against it, so they get an advantage that way. Sneaky Ling trying to get by, but Midas is on top of it. A 4th creep colony, so definitely feeling pressured. Really wants to be safe. Engineering Blade now starting. Likely going to start those infantry weapons. And the command center's almost done. Oh my goodness, look at this. Does not want to be busted. That is a lot of sunkens. I think on 3-hatch play, it's maybe not so bad to get several sunkens. You have more larvae. You can spend some larvae or some drones as sunkens. It doesn't seem so costly. Plus the Terran has a later expansion, so. I just love it that he just rallying the army right outside the natural, just trying to make Jeju feel stress, you know? It definitely causes stress when you feel like your opponent is just at your door, sitting there. Oh man. Kind of the map closes in. Scary place to be, I think. Scary place to be. We saw the Spire drop down, I should mention. So the Mutalisk tech is on the way. So this is looking pretty from the Zerg side, a 3-hatch play, you know, maybe out of style these days. I think the 5 racks plus 1 kind of turned out to be a favorable strategy against 3-hatch, so people are kind of opting for 2-hatch. Totally fine. Looks like he sent those Lings over to the 3rd to make sure there's nothing blocking it. As these Mutalisks pop, it's, you know, likely he's going to take a 3rd. I am a little interested. Like, does Zerg want the 3rd that's close, or do you want to start working on getting the other main? 3-player maps really become a fight about that other main, which is why they're so great, honestly. I think 3-player maps are the best. I don't know. I don't think 2-player maps are as great. I don't think knowing exactly where your opponent is necessarily a good thing. It does lead to some crazy games, though, with hilarious proxies. Okay, we're going to see the Mutalisk micro back then. Jeju, kind of a, I don't know, both of these players are kind of comparable, I think. Sort of, I recognize Midas's name. I think he crushed a WCG Korea one year, but really didn't win anything else. Getting a couple top finishes. Jeju. Somebody put quite a lot of effort into his Liquipedia page, so he must have been a favorite player at some point. Yeah, pretty regular. 2004, 2007. There's lots of 9th to 16th, 9th to 12th. And he does take the close 3rd, so I think that's going to be harder to defend with lurkers, and we're really not seeing Mutalisk harass. Okay, now we're seeing a little bit. Kind of abusing this choke. Seems like a good spot for Mutalisk to do a little bit of dancing. Took some damage on 1, it looks like, and the lurkers are already out. Scourge. good number of drones at that third. So just playing like super solid macro game, Evo Chamber. Yeah. I mean, aside from, like, that's a lot of sunkens. I feel like maybe he was just concerned about specifically a bust and maybe feeling confident in the late game. Doesn't mind making some extra sunkens. I mean, getting busted by a bio ball is just the worst. Still sort of flying around with these Midas. Double factory play. Okay. Now that's interesting. That's not something we really see. And we do see a drone at the third. So he looks like he kind of wants a quick fourth. And I think that fourth is pretty easy to defend with a couple lurkers. Those small chokes, you just put the lurkers on the other side. Very droppable. Getting a dropship or two could... But he's still got a great Mutalisk ball. Like, he really didn't dive with the Mutalisk, didn't take any unnecessary damage. And so this is it, huh? This is kind of the thing. We get a bunch of tanks, bio, and a lot of lurkers. Oh boy. It looks like Jeju wants to be aggressive, which I would say is certainly interesting. He's using it to kind of try and get this fourth, but oh boy. Midas is just like massing a huge army. This is a little strange. I think like we had that phase where it was like a 3-tank vessel push every game. That was just standard Terran vs. Zerg. And here it looks like he's more comfortable sitting on, yeah, like a lot of tanks. 5 or 6? 3 vessels? So games like this are kind of interesting because we're... Oh, wow, look at this coming in, dropping the lurkers in a great spot. Oh, no. That bio's gone, right? Oh, yeah. Holy mackerel. But that was a lot of tanks. So many tanks. So even though he's lost his bio, I mean, that can be reproduced in no time. He didn't lose, I don't think, a single tank. Great positioning. And now, yeah, teching to Hive, but you just lost that army for expendable units. See, I feel like that was really strange. Because Midas didn't do anything. Like, this was Jeju's strategy. His strategy was to try a bust here. But why? Why? Was it to get a contain here? That's strange. I don't quite follow the logic of the strategy here. So now these tanks, oh yeah, now these tanks are really going to bust down this front. Running forward with the Marines, okay, a little eager. It looks like Jeju wants a counterattack. Midas is actually losing a lot of those Marines. He does have a lot of reinforcements though. This is looking pretty good. Might grab, no, good defense. Midas pulling those science vessels back in time. Doesn't lose any. And now, like, the reinforcement flood is awesome. Oh, look at this counter, though. Oh, man, I didn't realize he had gotten that many units. Wow. So Midas just moves the Marines away. Oh, yeah. Look at Jeju's face. Perplexed. Any GGs. Oh, man. That was fast. So, yeah, the one thing I really don't understand is that big attack into the natural. Like, Terran loves that. If I'm just sitting and building a massive army, oh man, and with tanks specifically, attacking to me all day. That really triggered Midas to go. I wonder what he was waiting for up to that point, because I think Terrans are a lot more active. Maybe this is something he anticipated, like, I'm just going to wait until Jeju tries and busts me. But, interesting.